I'll give blood, sweat, and tears to reach my goal. I'm focused now, remain in complete control. I know it's mind over matter, I ain't feeling no pain. Go hard or go home, man, this isn't a game. This is what I live for, the very reason I train. So when they speak about the breaks, they can mention my name, and I could say I'm a ninja. I'm a ninja. I'm a ninja.
What's up, Ninja Warriors? Chris Wilczewski here at the Movement Lab. Today we're going to talk to you about the Buffalo event that just went down with Hybrid Fitness. This event was huge. It was part of our Labor Day weekend kickoff. It was the only event in the entire season that's going to be more than one stage besides the finals. This is in part because we wanted to throw things off the bash on Labor Day weekend, and because we wanted to, kick off the kids season right, because this was their first ever kids event. So the kids were out there, they represented well, they placed respectively, and it was really awesome to see the youth out there and getting involved. So great job, shout out to the kids. We're not going to cover them in the video, but remember to look out for them at the finals. The finals are going to be at GCA for the kids and the preteens, and then the teens are going to be over at iCore Fitness, so make sure to look out for that coming up in this season. But first of all, I want to talk about some of the huge names that were out there. We had Jessie Lebrecht. She was actually unable to qualify. She did really well when she was practicing the obstacles afterwards, and she was there showing face and making an appearance. Great job, Jessie. Unfortunately, you did not qualify though, so I'm sure we'll be seeing you again. Just a minor slip up. We also had Noel Reyes, who looked super speedy through the first portion of the course. But Noel was just a bit too slow and did not qualify. He ended up getting 4th place. But I'm sure this is not the last we'll see of him. We're definitely going to be seeing him at other events, and we're actually going to be seeing him either later this week or next week with the training tips and tutorials coming up. So Jessie and Noel, neither of them could qualify. A couple other big names that couldn't qualify: David Kavanaugh, Henry Friend. None of these guys could qualify, but who did qualify? Well, let's dive right into the girls. We're going to be looking at 3rd place, and 3rd place was actually a Philadelphia qualifier athlete. She was a walk-on athlete, McKinley Pierce. So McKinley crushed it day one. Day one, she was out there. She got all the way to the wall. She looked super fantastic. But remember, this was a 2-part event. So on day 2, she took a little cautious approach on the steps. She took her time going through them, and then when she got to the balance, again, she was a little bit cautious. And you can see a few wobbles here and there, and she eventually falls off on the balance obstacle. 2nd place, we had Maura Sherman. Maura was one of our top finishers last year, and we expect nothing less than the best from her this year. So, on the first couple obstacles, you can see she really attacked the steps, going right into the rope. And then going through the balance obstacles, she was smart and conservative. She took her time getting through that, but then she put on a display of upper body strength, really cruising her way through the bone and bungees. I can't think of the word. The bungees going onto the unstable bridge. She came up just a little bit short, but that was an excellent run, good enough to get her 2nd place. Now for the 1st place finisher, we had Mei Ling. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name, but you crushed it. You destroyed. You could see showing off her parkour skills on the first 2 obstacles. She was staying low on the steps, moving through nice and quick. She took no time on the balance obstacles, and then great display of upper body strength. Again though, that drop from the hourglass drop proved to be a little bit too difficult for her. She wasn't quite able to make that jump and came up a little bit short, but that run was fantastic. 1st place, gotta give it to her. So looking at the male side of the action, again, like I said, Noel Reyes couldn't qualify, David Kavanaugh could not qualify, and Joe Dubuque could not qualify. So who were the athletes out there that did manage to qualify? Well, 3rd place was none other than Sean Noel. He was one of only 22 athletes to make it to our Stage 2 finals last year, and boy did he put on a show. Sean showed off his parkour skills from MLab Ohio, making quick work of that snake crossing. Again, arguably one of the most difficult obstacles that we're going to see this season. Then going onto the wall, just cruise straight up it. Now on the salmon ladder, he put on a display of speed that was phenomenal. This guy is working on the world record for most number of pull-ups in a minute. So when he did that salmon ladder, it was pretty obvious he's been working on those pull-ups. Then going through the rest, he looked really at home on the upper body obstacles. He had a little bit of trouble getting it in the hole on the birdhouse obstacle right here. You can see missing, and the swing never quite lined up. He was trying to push the peg in while the thing was coming away from him or coming back, and it just never seemed to work out, and he wasted a lot of time there. He was, however, able to complete the obstacle and tried to rush through the floating doors. Unfortunately, he did not have enough time or grip strength, but phenomenal effort there, Sean. Congrats on qualifying. Moving on to second place, we had Ethan Farkas, which I'm not gonna lie, kind of sounds like a fake name, but this dude is the real deal. He came out and he dominated. He was going really fast on the first couple obstacles. He actually made me a little bit nervous on the balance and the snake crossing, but his skills prevailed and he made it through to the salmon ladder, where he put on a monstrous display of upper body strength. I very rarely see people go through the salmon ladder this fast and this fluid. Then going on to the birdhouse, he looked super comfortable. He had that same problem that Sean did, where he couldn't quite nail the peg right in the hole, but he was hanging there comfortably. You can see he's even smiling as he's waiting for it to come back so that he can actually, lock in that peg. And he made it through that obstacle. He had a little more time than Sean going into the floating doors, but you can see on the second move, his feet slipped right off. So you can see Ethan, clearly the strength was there. Maybe it was a footwear malfunction, which leads me to my next point for why you should subscribe to our channel. This week's tutorial for Tutorial Tuesday is actually going to be on footwear. We're going to be talking about what shoes work for Ninja Warrior, what shoes don't work. We're going to talk about a stage 3 shoe versus a stage 1 shoe, and what the difference is, and why you should know what shoes you should be wearing and when. So remember to hit that subscribe button. Oh, it's somewhere down to the side. Hit the subscribe button so that you can see what footwear you should be wearing on the show and see what footwear the pros wear. So that leaves only one spot left, and who made it? None other than John the Giant Alexis. Now this dude is known for his speed. He's gotten the fastest time in Orlando like a year or two ago. This year in Philly, he was one of the top 3, I think, both nights. This guy dominated. The first half of the course looked super, super easy. He shaved off so much time. And the snake crossing, oh my God, he used his height to a major advantage. He just stepped across it. It looked like he wasn't even trying. And then the warp wall, he caught up with basically his chin on top. Then, going into the salmon ladder, something you wouldn't expect for a guy his size, he utilized upper body strength and obstacle coordination to a T. You can see him here with the reverse technique and then skipping up on the transfer. This guy is just a freak athletically. Now, moving on to the birdhouse. You can see here, not a lot of guys his size have that lock-off strength, but right now, John Alexis is staying locked off, holding and waiting. He's doing this on both sides, looking super strong. Now, when he makes it through to the floating boards, he is a minute ahead, a full minute ahead of the next closest person to him. That is unrealistically fast, especially on such a short speed course like they had in Buffalo. That is just unreal skill right there, John. Now moving on to the floating doors, he gets all the way to the last one, but can't quite make that last move. Obviously he had to be tired. He was really pushing the limits throughout that entire course, but excellent run, man. Congrats on getting first place. So that does it for me here today. We don't have an event coming up for the next couple of weeks, so we actually have a little bit of a gap. Remember to subscribe though and to stay tuned, because in those gap periods, we're going to be posting tutorials every Tuesday, and we're going to try to get you a video from an athlete talking about what they train in the off season, what type of workouts they do to help you get better in shape for National Ninja League and for Ninja Warrior, the show itself. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe. The next event that we have coming up is Gravity Forge. That's the second weekend in October. It's like October 8th, 9th. Check the full schedule at nationalninja.com. And then I think that's all I have for you guys this week. So as always, peace out, my glib globs.